In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about summarized spoken text. Many students find it really difficult, and there are a lot of rumors going around making it even more confusing to solve this question. But after this lesson, I'm sure that you will realize SST is actually quite an easy task. So make sure you stick around till the end of this video and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and give me a thumb up for the hard work. Thank you. As usual, this video will be divided into two parts. In the first part, we will learn some basic information of summarized spoken text, and in the second part, we will learn some exam strategies. On the exam day, the exam interface will be like this. You will hear a lecture. The duration of the lecture or the audio is normally between 60 to 90 seconds. Like all other questions with audios in PTE, you will hear the audio only once. And your task is to write a summary of what you've heard. The length of the summary has to be between 50 to 70 words. Notice that this is different from the requirement in SWT. Many students get this confused and lose marks in the exam. So pay attention. The word limit in SWT is between 5 to 75 and in SST is between 50 to 70. The counter at the bottom left corner will show you how many words you have written. Make sure your answer is between 50 to 70 words. The time allowed for each SST question is 10 minutes. The audio time is included in the 10-minute limit. If your time is up, your answer will be automatically submitted and you will be moved to the next question. You can check how much time you are left with at the top right corner. And same as SWT, SST is also individually timed. So even if you finish this question early, the time allowed for your next question stays the same. It's unaffected. As you can see, there are two boxes on the interface. The top one shows the status and the progress of the audio. The answer box below is where you write your answer. There are three buttons below the answer box: cut, copy, and paste. They can only be used to copy and paste words from the answer box, and you will lose your copied content when you move to the next question. So you will not be able to copy your answer from this question to the next question. There are 1 to 2 SST questions in the exam. You have 10 minutes to complete each SST question. Again, it is individually timed, meaning that your answering time in this question will not affect the time allowed for the remaining questions. SST contributes scores to both listening and writing. As you can see from this table, it contributes 6% to PTE writing and another 6% to PTE listening. Now, let's learn about the marking criteria of SST. It is marked in 5 dimensions: content, form, grammar, vocabulary, and spelling. There are 2 points in each dimension, so in total, 10 points for each SST question. We'll take a look at these dimensions one by one. First of all, let's see how content is scored. As described in the score guide from Pearson, the requirement of a full score in content is to provide a good summary of the text, and all relevant aspects should be mentioned. When 1 or 2 aspects are missing, you'll get only 1 point. And if you omit or misrepresent the main aspects of the text, you will get 0 in content. Same as essay and SWT, if you score 0 in content, there is no further scoring, which means that you will score 0 for the whole question. But what does it mean by misrepresenting the main aspects? How can we avoid getting a 0 mark in SST? Don't worry, I will explain this very soon. The next dimension is form. It's a very easy 2 marks to get. In order to get a full mark in form, you have to write between 50 to 70 words. Please remember this well, because it is different from what is required in SWT. In addition to word count, there are 3 more things to look out for. Any of these 3 actions will cause you get 0 mark in form, and no further scoring. First, if your answer is written in all capital letters, you will get 0. Normally, you only have to capitalize the first word or proper nouns in a sentence. Second, if your answer contains no punctuation, you will get 0. Third, if your answer is in the form of a bullet points or very short sentences like, I hear this, I hear that, you will get 0. So make sure your answer is between 50 to 70 words and write a normal standard paragraph. You can then easily secure these 2 marks in form. The third dimension is grammar. Your answer has to be grammatically correct, with correct grammatical structures. Note that the requirement here is correct, not advanced or complex grammar. And different from SWT, you can write your SST answer in multiple sentences. This means that you should use grammatical structures that you're familiar with, and avoid writing complex and long sentences that you're not confident with in terms of grammar. Next one is vocabulary, which requires you to use appropriate choice of words. The best way to do so is to use the original words you heard in the lecture, because the phrases used in the lecture must be correct. There is no need to paraphrase any word. SST is a listening task. Using the same words from the lecture further proves that you have understood what the speaker was saying. In case you cannot remember the exact words from the lecture, it's also okay to use your own words, but make sure you do not make any collocation errors in your answer. Lastly, spelling. PTE is very strict on spelling. Very strict. The full marks of spelling is 2, and each spelling error will cost you 1 mark. If you make 2 or more mistakes, you will receive 0 mark for spelling. So always remember to proofread your answer carefully before submitting. Do you notice something? The 5 scoring dimensions are quite similar to the scoring dimensions in SWT and essay. Out of the 5 dimensions, 4 of them actually have nothing to do with listening: form, grammar, vocabulary, and spelling. They are more related to your writing skills. Only 2 marks of content has to do with your listening skills. In terms of scoring, SST is actually more of a writing task than a listening task. As long as you're careful with your spelling, grammar, and vocabulary, it's easy to get at least 8 marks out of 10. As for content, even if we miss some points, we can still get 1 mark. And that makes it 9 out of 10, which is a pretty good score already. We only have to avoid writing irrelevant content. SST is not hard at all. I said SST is not difficult at all, but there are all the rumors going around making it really confusing to determine which is the right method for SST. Here I have listed some questions that I often get asked. First question: will I lose marks if